Let's shoot these German news. I'm Shannon.
I'm Sheila, and we're here to inform you on the inside scoop of World War II.
Yes, Sheila, we are. So many things have been going on, but we sure as hell have been on top of it. Well, let's get started. We currently have an embedded reporter in Moscow who witnessed the battle for Moscow. Take it away, Hodrick.
Roderick!
Yeah, what's up, Germany? It's Roderick, and I'm reporting to you live from LCGN News. I will be telling you the story of my experiences in the battle for Moscow. So let's get started. On June 22nd, 1941, the Germans invaded the Soviet Union. 3 different armies were sent. The first was led by General Wilhelm von Lieb, and they were headed towards Leningrad. The other group was led by General Gerd von Rundstedt, with an armored group under General Paul Ludwig von Kleist, and they were headed towards Kiev. Another group, the last group, was headed towards Smolensk and Moscow. They were led by General Fedor von Bock, with 2 armored groups, one led by General Heinz Guderian, and the other by General Hermann Hoth. So, Guderian's and Hoth's tanks met and captured 300,000 Soviet troops. How about that, Germany? But, sadly, we weren't able to use their railroad tracks, because the Soviet troops decided, by sabotaging us and killing time, they'd take their trains off their tracks, so we weren't able to use their tracks, because we were depending on their trains to be there so we can transport military machinery and all that good stuff. So by that time, we were 200 miles from Moscow, and on October 2nd, 1941, we victoriously captured 600,000 Soviet troops at Vyazma. On December 2nd, we moved into Moscow, but we were held up by nature, basically. The Russian weather was so severe it was freezing. We lost 700,000 men, and soldiers and their equipment were freezing. So today, December 6th, the Soviet commander of Moscow, Georgy Konstantinovich Zhukov, sent Siberian troops, well prepared for the weather, unlike us, and to fight against Bloch's army, and sadly they defeated us. But one thing I can tell you, Germany, is that we fought hard until we couldn't fight anymore. Thank you very much. LCGN News. Hey ladies, it's Petunia, and I'm here to let you in on the latest fashion trend. Yes, I am. I know you've been waiting. So, just because your men are out in the war and you're here alone with no one to look good for, well, I've got the latest solution for you, because you should always be fashionable and never trashy. First of all, get yourself some of these slacks that I'm wearing today. Yes, these slacks, because they come in a variety of sizes. They're extra comfy, I can tell you that. And they come in a variety of textures. If you don't want this specific texture, you can get them in cotton, silk, chiffon, and for you groovy girls, some corduroy. Also, jean. So, get yourself some slacks for only 20 euros, okay? And half of the profit you give to these slacks from getting these slacks will go to our soldiers in need.
Do you want to do something good for your country? Well, go ahead. Join the war. Not only will we provide you with perfect housing, we will provide you with 3 meals a day. And for you students, we will provide you with credits towards your education. Not only will we teach you how to fight in the war, but we will protect you against the enemies, and together we will win this war.
Yes.
Hello, this is Kathy. I'm here to inform you on the Battle for the Atlantic. Let's get started. Night of January 14, 1942, Nornius, the captain, drove straight ahead with the lights on in the speed of 10 knots. Our commander, Reinhard Hargen, launched 2 torpedoes at a range of 800 yards toward the unsuspecting tanker. Later on, the first shot occurred. Then we gathered 4 U-boats of the shores. After a declaration of war on the United States, we ordered to assemble a pack of U-boats against ships in American waters. We were able to pick out targets against glow of city lights. We called this our happy time. We were restricted from building submarine fleet until 1935, but then Danitz had 57 U-boats under his command. Then in October, we sank the American destroyer. Then in June, we attacked the Allies and they lost 173 ships. By the end of 1935, we sank more than 600,000 tons of Allied shipping. We also got new technology, the Type 9 U-boat, an effective long-range submarine. By 1942, we also got Type 14 submarine tanker. This greatly extended our range and endurance of the Type 9 boats. By spring, Allied air forces attacked our shipyards and detected our U-boats of bases. They also found out how to detect our U-boat. We mainly then focused on producing submarines and pocket battleships, but we weren't that effective. On May 1941, our Bismarck was destroyed near France after a showdown. Then Hitler ordered ships to avoid any unnecessary risks. Mid-1943, our happy time was ended. We had lost the Battle of the Atlantic.
You will help feed these beautiful, harmless angels. Half of the donations will be given to our soldiers in need.
Because not only was I donating to these beautiful creatures, just look at them, look at him. But I was donating to the soldiers of our country who were out there fighting to make Germany a better country and stronger and wealthy.
Hello, I'm here to inform you on how you can help at home while the soldiers are at war. Everyday life across the country has dramatically been changing. Food, gas, and clothing is limited to help build weapons necessary to win the war. Women got jobs as electricians, welders, riveters. Millions of people moved into better jobs to help them make more weapons for soldiers to win the war. At home as well, you can send them clothes, food, water, all that, and they can be stronger so they can win the war, I guess.
Hello and welcome back. We're here to give you a little segment on the Battle of Belgium. It started on December 16th of 1944. Adolf Hitler tried to split his Allied army and were located in northwest Europe, involving the United Kingdom, United States, and the Nazi army. They planned a surprise attack and they used any concentrated firearm or any mobile force. They had to go through Ardennes, France, and Antwerp, Belgium. This battle was thought to be the largest on the Western Front and the biggest ever fought. Around 600,000 soldiers fought in the battle. 20,000 were killed and captured, and 40,000 were wounded, some very severely. The majority of the soldiers were teenage boys under the age of 16. On the day of the battle, 14 German infantry divisions broke through an Allied line going through places surrounding the enemies. The troops were equipped with concentrated firearms, U.S. tanks, and vehicles. The Germans thought that they would confuse the American defenders. The day of the battle, there was very thick fog, which hid the Germans very well. Also, it helped with Allied planes so that they couldn't bomb the German columns. The five-star General Eisenhower had ordered the reinforcements to break through point. English-speaking Germans would act as Americans and would capture critical bridges, cutting communication lines and spreading rumors. Belgian people put away their Allied flags and put up their swastikas. Officers in Paris put in an all-night curfew. Veterans in Britain waited anxiously to see how Americans acted upon a full-scale German offensive. Generals in Britain acted to safeguard the Meuse River. The manpower was very lacked on behalf of the Germans. They had plenty of men and did not know how to fight. The battle lasted 1 month and 9 days.
Hey there, are you tired of your plants not growing? Look at it, it's no plants, no flowers. So now you get a cap and put fertilizer on it and just throw it up. So now, after a couple of days, we'll see how the fertilizer has worked. See? So many flowers just grown, so beautiful. They even smell good. You can buy this at your local market just for €5. Just as Germany can gain territory, so will your plants. In 1943, with Richard James, a naval engineer, accidentally invented the slinky. He was initially trying to invent a set of springs strong enough to support sensitive instruments on board ships. His wife, Betty, named his invention the slinky.
Hello, it's Shannon here, and I came to interview one of our soldiers in the Battle of Bulge, and we want to know more about the battle and your experiences. So tell us a little bit about that.
I could say that it was one of the worst wars that I have ever been in. It was so traumatizing to see everyone die. Very traumatic. My boy Biggie died.
They killed my boy Biggie.
His boy Biggie.
It's so hard to see and just think of everything that has happened so far. It's just horrible. It was really cold, really rainy, foggy especially. It was terrible to see everyone just die slowly. Within a couple's got frostbite, a couple's got like hypothermia. The most common one that I would see was trench foot, and it was just horrible. That one was horrid. It was just a nightmare.
Hello there, Chantel here. Come on, ladies, you want to go out while your man's out, or you just want to stay at home? So you want to go to the beach, but you don't want to get sunburned. Who does? So you just get your umbrella and towel. You are ready for the beach while your man's at war.
Between 1939 and 1945, new medical techniques were developed as a direct response to new weaponry. One of the most profound advances was penicillin, discovered in 1928 by Scottish scientist Sir Alexander Fleming. During the war, the drug helped reduce the overall number of amputations and deaths. Hello, and welcome back to
LCG Engineering.
Before we end this segment, just to be clear, the Treaty of Versailles was signed on June 22nd, 1919, at the end of World War I by the Allied powers and the Associated powers, and by Germany. The Treaty of the Final Settlement with respect to Germany was signed on September 12, 1990, in Moscow by the World War II allies and the two post-war German states. The purpose of the Treaty of Versailles was to, in a way, punish Germany for making Germany take the fault for causing World War I. The purpose of the Treaty of the Final Settlement with respect to Germany was to bring peace between the Allied powers and to unite Germany. Both treaties reduced Germany's armed forces, and the Treaty of Versailles reduced it to 100,000 soldiers, and the Treaty of the Final Settlement with respect to Germany reduced their army to 370,000 soldiers.
The League of Nations' purpose was to address any threats leading to conflict, settling those conflicts, and the punishment of any state violating international agreements. The purpose of the United Nations was to always maintain peace, friendly relations among each nation, to be able to cooperate with one another in order to solve any sort of problem, and to be a center for harmonizing actions. Both the League of Nations and the United Nations sought to maintain peace and never threaten it again.
And that is it. I'm Shannon,
I'm Sheila.
and thank you for tuning in to LCGN News. See you tomorrow.
Bye. Se marchito.